Welcome, noble friends who are watered to the Love Earth channel. I'm Debar, spiritual coach, citizen journalist, and truth activist, and I invite you along with me to become our own heroes. For this week, I'm a little unsettled. I'm moving, and by next weekend, I anticipate to be in my new territory, but to also be tired. So I pretty sure that Sunday I will post a new video for you. I'm not thinking Saturday will happen. But for now, I share my insights and information when we come back. Hit subscribe for notifications when new videos are posted. All right, well, thank you all so much for just sticking with me, and I definitely appreciate and I need feedback. But understanding that, this is a project and I'm working it out, the finer details, and that this is going to morph and evolve as time goes on, especially as I get more access to funds and resources and tools that can really sort of up the quality of the video. And I'm starting to get comfortable being in front of the camera, but it's taking some time. And I know that it's actually me who is really sort of holding back and not letting things move forward as quickly as they could if I was more confident. But for now, what I really want to ensure is that what I'm providing is valuable and that it benefits you and others, and it grows personal empowerment. That's what I want this project to. I just want this project to be that for you, to be that much stronger and that much more sure of your spiritual inner warrior. But we'll move on and to this area with Critical Thinking 101. What I heard this week was two terms or two kinds of expressions, and I felt like it was really, really important for us to think about it. Now, one of the expressions is social engineering, and the other one is problem, reaction, solution. Now, so far, what we've covered in this idea of critical thinking is these sort of 5 areas: analyze, evaluate, reason, decision making, and problem solving. So, in that wheelhouse of these areas that make up critical thinking, there's these other things external to us that we don't realize affect how we respond and how we use our mind and our thinking. And so I thought that it was really, really relevant to think about what this is. Now, this comes from, this is a book. It's just from Google, from a basic Google search. The writer is, Kingsley. Now, he's a sociologist, researcher, and a writer, but it seems like he's a little bit more esoteric, which is kind of interesting. But it was this idea of social control, social engineering, right? That the ruling powers create and invent problems. And in this case, and what we've seen over the week, is the problem is racism. So then they get, and we can see that it's the reaction, which is rioting and, unrest, violence, and that the solution in this manipulated problem reaction solution scenario is to defund police. And we can, if we put on our tinfoil hat, we may actually look at that as a real thing going on, purposely orchestrated to distract us, while all the other invisible forces go on around us to build the next, false flag or problem solution reaction to ensure that an agenda is achieved. But that is slowly becoming part of our consciousness. We're becoming more aware of what's being controlled. So just to round out this idea of our critical thinking skills is to still put into play before we make decisions is, to really consider outside forces that come around these things that we see are problems that are asking for us to make decisions about. That's my thing for this week. All right, on critical thinking, and we move on to the Tinfoil Hatter's Basics now. In a conversation this week, this isn't an entirely understood area for some. And, if you were to go full on tinfoil hat, trying to explain it and, bring up all the details that have already been done by many different areas, it's a matter of researching. Certainly there's questions that come out of even the research, but it could take, like I say, 12 to 14 hour days, 24/7, over months to be able to get up to speed. And that's something that, like I said, it's up to you to do that. I'm not entirely sure that it's in my purview to focus on that entirely. I bring up some key things that I think are relevant for us right this week, and I'll do my best. Like I said, this is evolving. We're trying to get there with everything that we're still being, everything that we're learning, everything that we're distracted by, everything that's just our day to day that we have to get through. None of this is easy. I'm not saying that. And, I genuinely sympathize with everybody who has so much on their plate. And, we have to understand also how important it is for us to have that spiritual center and that spiritual grounding at this time. But what I did want to share with you is for this week is this gentleman is Cyrus A Parsa. Now he's very interesting. This is his website here, the AIorganization.com. Again, I will leave a link to any of the things that I offer here to present to you. This is his, and he has several videos on his website. I highly recommend you visit and see what he has to say about China, the Chinese Communist Party, about artificial intelligence, robotics, and manipulation. But I'll just play just a few seconds, really.
An entire digital field connecting you and everyone else around the planet to artificial intelligence, creating havoc and chaos.
All right, so he definitely is trying to warn us about the threats that we're not necessarily aware of. And I would encourage you to go check out his website. He's done many interviews now, and he is asking for some support in different ways. But I think, again, to have somebody who's trying to warn us based on information that he's aware of is fair, because I personally want us to win in this battle for our spirits, for our souls. Let's move on to Spiritual Genius Boot Camp for this week. I didn't have a lot prepared because, believe it or not, I have been working on something. I'll get to it here in a second. Right now, I'll just pull it this way. And I've been working on an ebook for you all. That is the Crystal Logos. And I'm getting there. It's slow, but I'm working on it, and it will be free. It will explain the crystal logos in a little bit more detail, but hopefully not so daunting. It'll just be your little small handbook that is a gift to me. From me to you. From you to me, from me to you. And I just hope that you can enjoy it and have it for you. That helps the empowerment, that helps this Crystal Logo Center. So right now, what I'll do is just provide a meditation, and it's not a new one. It's 2.5 minutes, and so just to get ourselves into that space of being calm and grounded, and breathing out. I heard that from a swimming coach once, that we should always breathe out first before we actually breathe in, right? And then breathe out again. Good practice. So here's the meditation that was from before.
Take a moment to clear your mind, to feel your breath, your heartbeat, and your presence that is connected to all of creation. This is the moment to become your own hero, that begins with the decision to accept your power. It requires a commitment to moments of stillness, action, and of thought that presses you forward to determine that your divine will is above fear and anger, and is always in alignment with love and grace and the divine Creator. Power is in you, with you, and there for you as service and shield, to protect and intercede for you against any force that challenges your sovereignty as a divine co-creator with a divine Creator. The power that is within grows stronger when you realize your interconnectedness with all that is, and that your capacity for love comes from the power of your crystal logos, the crystalline center where the Christ consciousness resides. Be present in your desire for a love earth, where you have inner peace, grace, which is the gift of the divine Creator for our understanding of our origins and our place within the infinite awareness. Claim your sovereign power that is your divine will as a being of love, light, love, and act powerfully as a divine co-creator. Until we meet again, noble friend who is water. Release a breath and inhale to feel renewed. All my relations.
All right, so that's our Spiritual Genius Boot Camp for this week. And we can just get to where we're going to wrap it up. So as I said, next week I may only get something up on Sunday. I have every intention of doing what I can to make sure. Maybe if it's Saturday, that means I got over my tiredness. I'm sure I will be. It's a bit of a long drive, and then there'll be a lot of moving things back and forth, and I don't know, just getting settled. So until next week, noble friends who are water, love, love, love. Take care of yourselves and all my relations.